My name is Nafisa Sise. I am a program manager and team leader for Lead Exposure Elimination Project. I grew up in Burkina Faso, one of 16 siblings, where an estimated 9 million children have lead poisoning. Imagine a packet of sugar, the kind you'd put in your cup of coffee at a cafe. If you fill that packet with lead dust and sprinkle it across an American football field, that would be enough to give a child playing on that field lead poisoning. Why would anybody put lead in consumer goods? Well, lead used to be one of the fastest ways to get paint to dry or to create certain colors. But we now have cost-comparable alternatives, and I want to walk you through how we get paint manufacturers to make the switch. Remember these 4 words: measure, regulate, replace, enforce. It starts with measurement, knowing that there is a problem and figuring out which paints have lead. My team drives around the country where we are operating in, buying paints at stores, drying them, and then having them tested for lead. That information usually lights a fire for policymakers, and we then work with governments on the second step, regulation, phase lead out of paint. There are model laws readily available, and we haven't seen much industry opposition since the costs to the private sector are quite manageable. The third step is replacement, paint companies transitioning to lead-free alternatives. My organization makes this easy by connecting them with the right suppliers and paint experts who can help them reformulate their paints. Lastly, we support governments with enforcement to ensure that there is compliance. I want to stress that this playbook isn't just effective, it's cost-effective. When we look across the globe, we see about 50 high-burden countries where lead paint is still widely available. We think we can end the availability of lead paint in all of them for about $20 million, protecting hundreds of millions of children from lead exposure. And I want to emphasize that this playbook is replicable for other sources of exposure. It's what gets lead out of spices, and we are starting to explore this playbook for cosmetics as well. Together, we can work towards a lead-free future for every child.